To address this major concern of access of affordable drug, India chose the generic route to provide a quality affordable medicine to our country. The key factor for the Indian pharma industry meteoric growth was the landmark Indian Patent Act 1970 that promoted a generic drug and a competition to ensure quality and affordability. Consider the Indian pharma market today. Over 60,000 generic brand across more than 60 therapeutic category, led, led by about a 3,000 company with about a 10,500 manufacturing unit. It is an unbeatable combination. It also a Hercules task for a marketing department to promote their product to the people where 100 others are also offering the similar product. Though the COVID-19 pandemic seriously affected functioning of the pharmaceutical industry as well, the ancillary industry, there was enough stock of medicine available in the market. For this, we must especially thank our marketing people who continuously monitor the situation to ensure that the medicine reach the retailers and hospital without shortage. While the human cost and economic disruption of the global pandemic have created a shock wave, the mission of the pharma industry to maintain a steady supply for vital medicine has provided a powerful focus for management and marketing department. Other sector may be a more threatened, but the business challenging facing pharma industry are urgent, like ensuring the supply chain are functioning so patient can get the medicine in a time. The pharma industry normal functioning can be described in a two-phase pre-COVID-19 and post-COVID-19 lockdown. A year ago, even a few months ago, who would have thought that we would all be participating in a webinar instead of a seminar? Earlier webinar were only a meet for international meet where it would cost a huge sum just for a travel stay and participation, or sometime even for a meeting an international client. Though instead of a full day seminar, the duration of a webinar are limited to 1 or 2 hours and sometimes 3 hours like today. Now even as the unlock phase has begun, the commercial air travel open. In most cities, most of us will not think of getting onto a plan for some time. We will rather continue meeting and doing a business virtually. That save a lot of time and cost. The pandemic has alert the direction of a growth in a pharma market in India and could lead towards a major slowdown. The market here, a lot challenges have arisen, such as not able to have a physical marketing or a sales conference. Doctors not ready to meet our MRs, virtually want to do, given a personal contact with doctor. In this situation, the only way to reach a doctor is a digitally, the call appointment, etc. Everything has to be done virtually. In the coming month, patient may be increasingly unwilling or unable to visit doctor for a new diagnosis or a prescription. We will see a new era of a personalized marketing. What used to happen door to door once upon a time will now happen on a scale with the right product, right time, and the right context. Importantly, the underlying economic crisis triggered by the COVID-19 pandemic will have a significant effect on the state and national budget. Urgent and costly measures to support up business and to support individual will force government to reduce expenditure in every category, including healthcare. The new normal for a company would differ from industry to industry. For example, IT services company will definitely have a new normal of a mixed workplace. It may not be fully work from office or fully work from a home. In pharma industry, worker and employee in production related department may need to be present on the shop floor. The entire marketing department could very well be working from home. Eventually, company may also start to think whether if a certain job role even need to be in the office. And as soon as that happen, new role for the future will arise. Many business in US and other major country outsource the marketing of their product to India to get cost benefit. Now, with work from home catching on a big way in India, major city like Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, etc., will begin outsourcing work to rest of India, including rural India, to get the same cost benefit. Business may avoid hiring talent in major city with a higher pay packet if the same talent can be hired at half the cost elsewhere and avoid having to pay additional travel and a stay cost. Leader in the new normal will be a pharma company who are best able to diversify product line, update labeling to regulatory requirement, and get a new product to market and patient more quickly than the ever before. The current economic disruption will make those with a strong balance sheet stronger and will be able to manage a cash flow in this situation and then procure a supply at a lower cost. Every business will now see the need to build a robust digital driven delivery capability. This will accelerate digital transformation. Every CEO will now see merit in making this investment. Normal is a fundamentally shifted. Management in a pharmaceutical who understand and act on this new normal will have ample opportunity for growth. The possibility of future pandemic is a very real. From now on, pharma company must be mindful that they have to diversify from mainstay revenue stream at short notice. The dynamic of the pharma company supply chain has changed. There could be a sudden increase in a demand for a certain product. Drug may need to be repurposed at a short notice, thus increasing the demand. The sudden demand for HCQ medicine prescribed for malaria and repurposed at a very short notice to shore up immunity against the COVID-19 is a very recent example fresh in our mind. Also, mass producing of favipiravir tablets and remdesivir injection by many companies for COVID-19 positive patients. Fortunately, the industry is ready and geared up to supply on demand and prepared to offer a new product line in case of a future crisis. It is impossible to predict all the long-term changes to the sector. The global health crisis has forced an urgent re-evaluation of a business resilience, focusing on efficiency that will underpin enhance business agility. Central and state government have already started initiating delivery of all services using online channel. Everyone already has an Aadhaar card or a PAN card that a unique identification of a person. Whether it is a visa interview or a court cases, everything will happen online. That bring me to another happy development. I will highlight only two major changes that COVID-19 has introduced in the way we work. The crisis brought together all pharma associations to think and work only on a common agenda, how to survive this crisis together and keep business running. Since the onset of the pandemic and everybody was wondering the concern about the future, it gave all of us a pleasant surprise to note the alacrity with which the government was functioning and responding to a request for a support in getting the factories running. Earlier, we had a sick appointment in advance and then go as to a delegation with an agenda. Now, all department, DOP, DCGI, CDCO, Commerce, Finance, all of them have been responding to a phone call and addressing and resolving issue immediately. We surely hope these continue as a new normal post-COVID-19 too. COVID-19 crisis will bring a new realization in healthcare. There will be a lot of innovation, not just in the development of a drug or a vaccine, but in the way the industry interact with its stakeholder, and the industry will collaborate much more with each other. As a result of this crisis and in the new normal pharma industry all around the world could see two major changes. There will be a lot of innovation, not just in the development of a drug or vaccine, but in a way the industry interact with its stakeholder, whether it's a government or a patient or a doctor. After COVID-19 crisis, the government will realize how important healthcare is. We have all been very focused on economy and the traditional way of measuring success. Economy, well-being, all that is going to change. People will start realizing that no country can have a true sense of a well-being and happiness unless the health and welfare of all citizens are secure. The pharma industry can play a key role here in helping to set the right policy with the government, with a partnership with them. Also ensuring that the right kind of a product and solution are found so that people can all be healthy and be better prepared for any such crisis that might come up in the future. I will conclude here with the confidence that the speaker for today's webinar, all expert in their domain, will enlighten us further on how to be prepared for the new normal post COVID-19. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Sir, for your elaborate welcome address and the remarks you made. Friends, as you all know, the year 2020, which could very well be the year of coronavirus, has been witnessing drastic disruptions and enforced lockdowns, resulting in social distancing, new patient demands, and healthcare systems put under extraordinary pressure. One bright development for us is the repurposing of drugs, which has emerged as the most potent strategy for COVID-19 pandemic. Remdesivir, developed for treatment of Ebola, emerged as the repurposed treatment and a front runner along with other medicines like lisinopril, plus ritonavir, ribavirin, and so many other drugs. So pharma industry should stand to gain in this adverse condition. India needs to continue this repurposing exercise against treatment of COVID-19. Today it may be COVID, tomorrow it could be any other pandemic. So we all need to gear up. Now, you see, the association along with other associations have ensured that we get our raw materials in time, we get manpower in time, production capacity keeps on increasing, we utilize more production capacity, our demands are being met by our chemists and pharmacies. But what next? How do we generate demand for our product? How do we promote and market our products? This is exactly what is very important. And today, NextPlan, along with our marketing committee, have decided to put up this wonderful seminar with some excellent speakers. The other problem we are facing, and which I'm sure we'll all together get over, is the restraint the doctors are putting on meeting MSRs in person. As against 3 to 4 visits to a doctor in a month, they now want just one visit from an MSR. So how do we do the digital marketing and the physical? How do we strike a balance? All that is going to be of utmost importance. Marketing department heads will now have to accept this reality and the new normal and devise strategies to keep the doctors aware and interested in our products.